Hello there everyone, this is IronMark3 and welcome back to the adventures of the Cookie Wagon in From the Depths Adventure Mode. I'm just going to turn myself to the south because that is where I want to go right now. Because that is the only place I'm actually detecting an opponent. A couple of things I very quickly want to touch on, and that is the fact that the missile launchers in the back of the craft have now been hooked up to the AI and they will fire at anything inside 2 kilometers. So they are now functional. And I have also finally added a little bit to my AI system as well. Only temporary, mind you, but in the form of an aim point selection card, because I've got the cannons, and a target prioritization since I've got different weapons on different parts of the ship. All this time I've only been using a naval... No, I've not been using that. I've not even been using any cards. Yeah. But yeah, all I can detect is an ironclad right now, and it's pretty far away, like 5.5 kilometers, so I've got time. There are, however, as I seem to be doing at the start of these videos now, there are a few things I wish to address because of chatting with you guys in the comments and stuff like that. So let's move on. First things first, the shape of this craft and how it's going on. It's getting, yeah, it's very blocky, it's very bulky. I've read the comment that it is resource inefficient. In some ways, yes, I guess that is actually true. Though a lot of the bulk is coming from actually having heavier armor plating and redundant armor plating. So it's built to be tough and take a lot of hits before it goes bye-bye. There is stuff like that. So that's why it's shaping up like this right now. The other thing I wanted to mention about this craft is I'm not going to keep adding onto this craft infinitely. It's not going to be this homogeneous blob which slowly grows and grows until it consumes everything. That's not what I'm aiming for. If I give you an idea with these wooden beams, right? I think they're about there, yeah. This is roughly the size of the craft as it's going to be. So as you can see, it's not going to get that much bigger. It's going to maybe get a little bit longer. But my overall plan for this craft, which I know I've not mentioned before, by the way, so I'm doing it now, is I'm going to be fitting it into roughly this kind of space. So it's not going to get that much bigger in terms of its overall size and shape. It's going to have some more systems tacked into it, yes. It's going to be stylized on the outside, yes. But it's not going to become this super huge behemoth. To get to that stage, it's actually going to be... I mentioned before, it's going to go through a bunch of refits and stuff like that. Oh, there's another enemy over there. Excellent. It's going to go through a bunch of refits, and at those times it will have a new name given to it, because I'll ask again for suggestions and what to call it at that time. But right now, this is the Cookie Monster, and the Cookie Monster is going to fit roughly in this shape here, in terms of its overall size and stature. So this craft is getting there. It's almost where I plan to take it, but it's just not quite. Let's accelerate actually, because they are a bit further away than I want. Let's also reinstall the fuel tank again because it needs it. There we go. Okay. Deselect. Okay. Now, moving on to the general course of this thing and stuff like that. I don't mind criticism, but I don't mind talking with you guys about stuff. I want to make that perfectly clear. I mean, that's why I respond to practically every comment that you guys throw at my video anyway. And so, I must make it this clear, I do not mind using these 3mm mantles. I almost said 3mm mantles, that wouldn't make sense. These 3m mantles, I do not mind using them at all. They just have a different firing arc for what I originally envisioned for this craft. So that's about it, but that is the only difference. And the other comment was how this is becoming too easy. My craft is too powerful. And I can see exactly where you're coming from. Especially with the small guys that are all I've been running into in these last few videos. It's like, oh hey, enemy, oh look, tiny guy, shoot it. And that is not any kind of challenge for this particular craft at all. What are you? You are in something small, again. I think that's a lightning hood. No, white flare, that's the one. And you are Onyx Watch, I think, an Ironclad. Again, small ships. There's been a couple of updates from the depths, so I'm wondering, actually, if some kind of stealth update was snuck in, which fixed the bug, which comes with this entire starting area can spawn much bigger, much more powerful designs than it should do. Because it's really been some time since I've faced anything that's actually really dangerous. And I'm not saying that just because my craft has gotten stronger. I genuinely do feel like it's been a long time since I've seen something truly dangerous to me, and it's a little bit concerning. Oh well. There is one more thing I want to say though, actually, on top of that, as my weaponry starts to engage. Actually, let's quickly do the... Something exploded out there. Wasn't my fault, so that means something else that just went up. Yeah, something's dead. Something else I want to mention, actually, is... You guys are still completely nuts for liking this channel. I'm sorry, that is still my basic reaction to this, because right now I have reached the time in this week schedule where I've actually got enough time to start working on those subscriber videos that I mentioned. I mentioned this last week actually in one of the videos there, when you guys blew me away and gave me 100 subscribers just like that. Yeah, this is no challenge either. Oh, there goes the aerial missiles. Hang on, that doesn't look right. They're not meant to be doing that. What's going on? They are not meant to be behaving quite like that. It seems I've messed up the launcher in some way. But yeah, this Ironclad I don't think is actually going to be much of a problem. Yep, no problem at all. Anyway, I've now started to work on those subscriber videos I mentioned, and they're doing okay. I've done preliminary runs for both of the guide videos, and I've started pulling together the clips and things I would need to do the trip down memory lane as far as From the Depths is concerned, so all three are works in progress. And I've got preliminary versions, as I said, of the two guide ones, but I've gone through them, and basically they are me waffling on at the screen. Oh, dead already. Okay, yeah. I wish I could say I was surprised by that. I'm not. They're basically like episodes of this. They're 30 minutes of me waffling on, showing you something while I build something. So they are instructive in their own... Hello. In their own way, but they are not good guides. I know I could do it better. And that is my view on... Ooh. Hello, it's you again. Well, this would be a good test, I suppose. Of my new armament, if nothing else. Because this is the craft I faced with just that missile launcher put in, so I'm going to see how it does. Oh, it's taking some hits already. But yeah, 30 minutes of just me waffling on. Not good. I could do it... I could do the guides quicker. I could do it a lot more helpfully. And oh dear. Well, that bomber's bit of the dust. Wow. Yep, okay, this craft is definitely better. Except for the rear missile launcher, which is acting up. I better actually sever the links to that so I don't waste ammo on it. But yeah, I've done the version of the guides. I'm saying that for like the 4th time. Sorry about that, I'm getting distracted. And I'm not happy with it, so I am going to keep those and go back and redo it in a much better style, I think. Because these initial runs have been a kind of stream of consciousness style thing, like I'm doing with these. Don't worry, I get to the point fairly quickly. In fact, faster than I do on here. I must point that out. But I feel I could do it much better, and because it's a subscriber thank you video, I must do it better. So I'm doing it to a much higher editorial kind of standard. Yeah, that bomb is just... Oh dear. You're dying. pretty fast, actually. So yeah, I'm actually doing these videos to a high standard, so they're not going to be like this one. They're going to be something watchable and useful. That is my goal. Something watchable, something useful. You are dead. Excellent, more resources. Hooray! I always like me some more resources. So yeah, you can expect some of those to be showing up in the next couple of days. Though from the trip down memory lane one is probably going to take a little while longer because that is a much more complicated video. I called you guys nuts because as of the time of recording... Oh, there's nothing in detection range. There is a hostile craft somewhere, but my sensors can't track it right now. I wonder what happens if I turn around. Yeah, you guys are nuts because as of the time of recording, at this middle of the week when I was expecting to have 100 subs, I was thinking, hey, the rate has gone down, they'll stop coming and people won't keep getting interested in my videos like this. I was expecting to hit maybe 100 subs right now, but as of recording this, I'm almost at 120. I'm almost at 120 and I don't know what to say about that at all. I really don't. And I still can't sense whatever it is that's out there. So I'll move on towards that and hope it's something that's give me a little bit of a challenge. So yeah, you guys are all nuts. Thank you very much. The subscriber thank you videos are coming. And I am now at the stage where I'm working on them, and yeah. Those are the key points, I think, the most salient points. Oh, there's another enemy out there. Sure. There's only one more thing left to note before I get start time skipping and all that proper in the video again. A spiral? 2 kilometers away? I have no idea what that is. I am there. Anyway, and the thing I want to mention is it's how the heck something really small. Yep. Okay, what is that? Something really small. Yeah, I suspect there has been a stealth update of some kind. Guys, this is nothing like the big ships I was struggling with before. So the last thing I wanted to mention is that I agree, this does feel like bullying now. Before I was trying to survive and having trouble, but now it's just my big, much more powerful craft against these little guys, mostly. And it is not quite what I'm after. In fact, it's definitely not what I'm after, because I'm supposed to be having an adventure. I'm not supposed to be just running around here harvesting resources from anything I can salvage. Though, salvaging some of the big craft, though, must admit, that was a bit of dumb luck, quite useful. But I'm not here to pick on the small guys, so if this keeps up, I am going to be braving a portal and starting to push deeper like I'm supposed to. The only reason I'm still here, actually, is because there were some big craft spawning, so genuinely sometimes dangerous. But it's not being that anymore. Okay, onwards to actual episode content. Actual episode content. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start some more upgrades, and there are 2 system upgrades which... No, there's 3 system upgrades that are particularly important. One is another comment response I did, which is what happens if you run into a missile spamming enemy? My response is I go boom. And that is actually pretty darn accurate. So I need some kind of anti-missile system. That's one. Another one is this entire fuel power situation going on. I need a better power system. The fuel engine is running just fine, but that is supposed to be my backup power supply. So it is actually time now to start installing RTGs and electric engines just to get more power. And because I've got plenty of resources, I can actually afford to do that as well. So I'm going to start installing these towards the sides where I put those wooden beams to show how big I want the craft to be. That is where the batteries and power supplies are going to start going into it. And I pressed the wrong thing, so I want to get the RTGs. I want the... Oh, I could actually put this in 3x3s, couldn't I? Yes, I could. But I'm going to start slotting some RTGs into the heart of the craft, and then the electrics, engines and batteries will start going down the sides towards the back, where there's also going to be more engines, things like that. But the primary weapon systems of the craft are mostly here now, so there isn't that much more left to do with it. Oh geez, that took away almost all of my resources. Note to self, these things are big and fancy, but they are still too costly for my wallet. Yeah, so I'm just going to put in some basic 4-meter ones. Just like that. Yep, like that. Yeah, that's reasonable. That gives me a ton of power. And of course, because they are important, I'm going to install armouring straight away on them. Because I don't want these things to get hit by a stray shot. They are too costly. And I know this is going to add more bulk to the ship, but I need to have better armouring on this, so I need to protect it a bit more. So, more armour, more blocks, more inefficiently used resources. Though I think I am actually doing fairly well in terms of efficiently using my resources. But, you know, that's just me. That's plenty of RTGs. So yeah, I'm going to start adding in electric engines, and I'll get back to you in a few moments. See you soon. Well, here's that enemy contact. It is dead. A Tadpole Mark 1. I'm definitely calling it there's been an update. And it is definitely time for me to move onwards. Because that was just... I wasn't thinking of it as such, but since reading that comment, yes, this definitely feels like bullying, so I'm not going to stick around in this particular zone any longer, I don't think. It's time to move deeper. It's time to see what can be seen, and face the unknown. Oh, now this might be interesting. I've got an enemy craft over there which is firing at me with a laser. And it's outranging my systems, that's for darn sure. So I need to turn around and face this threat. I was heading towards that red ring there, but... oh, no. Wait a minute. That looks very small. Yeah, that is something that's very small. It's a small flyer. It seems to have a fairly decent laser on it. Yep. Dead. AP shells tore its engine out, I think. I think it's gone. Never mind. I really do need to get out of here. As soon as I harvest the resources from this thing. And get my flipping engines installed. Well, I guess this is it. Now I just need to find the control blocks in the front of my craft and tell it to drop. Because that is going to be our new home from home. A nice red portal. I'll choose less than... Destiny to 10. 30! That should get me dropping out of the sky quite nicely, I think. Yep, down we go. This red portal is going to be the thing that takes us away from this place. Yeah, I think that'll do just fine. Nothing else interesting happened while I was just moving around, except for me building these big extensions here, which is going to house my battery systems. Again, lower and side armour is wood core, because batteries are vulnerable to EMP, so I wanted to make sure it could actually protect itself. Yep, I think this is low enough. Onwards! Show me what you wish me to see, oh mystic red portal of the void. Before my craft raises too high and I overshoot you, preferably. But yeah, electric engines are going to... Sorry, batteries are going to be in these side areas. Oh, darn it, I've gone too high. Where's that? I want to go downwards, please. Take me downwards. There we go. Drop now. That was supposed to be a smooth and graceful exit. Hang on. I've got these things wrong, haven't I? Yeah. That is my less than, so that sets it up. No, I had it right. Never mind, just me, just getting confused on blocks. Yes, so drop me back down, please. Thank you. But yeah, as you can see, the back of the ship is now blocking out, so much of the work is going to be smoothing this shape out now, because you can see roughly what I'm doing with it. It's got these angular sides coming back from where it is, from where the turrets are, things like that. And that's going to house all my battery power. Now, forwards! I think I've undershot it this time. Ah, stop, 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 stop. Wait there. Most graceful entry into a red portal ever. I'm going to miss it again. Yep, I'm missing it. Come on, third time's the charm, surely. I admit, I wouldn't be having this problem if I had more direct altitude control on this craft, but I don't. So this is as good as it's going to get, I'm afraid. At least with this design. Okay, that's about it. Forwards! Take me! Hey, there we go. Finally! New plane of existence. Let's get that thing set up properly again. 300. Right, okay, that'll get me back up to altitude, and there is a grand total of nothing here. Oh well, that'll change soon enough. It's time to start cruising and continue to build. Still nothing of interest except for some fog, but I am starting to install the electric engines now. Or rather, electric engine singular, because I only want one. Let's see, where is it? Control ACBs. To turn this thing into a true diesel electric, I need to set these ACBs to take care of the fuel engines, and only kick them in when the electric system actually needs it. So, I'm going to be using the setup here, which is when power fraction is greater than input. When power fraction is greater than input, and when power fraction is less than. I got that backwards. This one is supposed to be greater than as well. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm having these ACBs set up so that they will control my electric engines. No, not my electric engines, my fuel engines rather, based on how much charge my batteries are holding at the time. Okay, so when power fraction is less than, let's say, if the batteries are less than 50% full, actually this is pretty high, I'm going to have big batteries, so let's say 80% full. Nah, 75. 75, thank you, right, 75, okay. If the batteries drop below 75%, I want the fuel engines to set the max RPM to full throttle. And I actually had this the right way around in the first place. When power fraction is less than 75, I want this thing to activate at the same time. Though I also want its effect to be delayed by like 3 seconds or so. Then I want the fuel engines to set the battery charge rating to 100%. Now, what this is going to do is, when my batteries drop below 75% charge... Oh, I better turn up my battery ratio actually so that I'm not dropping out of the sky. Yep, there we go. Okay, back in the air. What this is going to do is, I'm going to use this third one, which is when battery is greater than, let's say, 85%. When it goes above that, it's going to have the fuel engines. Let's just find them again. I swear I lose track of this stuff so much. To set the maximum RPM to 0. That means as soon as my batteries hit that level, my fuel engines are going to shut off, like, completely. They're going to stop. So they won't be running at all. My fuel won't be draining at all. And stuff like that. There we go. Okay, that's fine. I was just refreshing the fuel because the engines are currently static. So that's fine. Now, I can sense you're all asking, why have I put in an extra 2 control blocks when surely I just need one to, you know, start the engine back up again if my batteries get down to 75%. And that is because if you reduce the RPM setting for a fuel engine to 0, it actually cuts the battery charge rating of that engine to 0 as well. So they will send no power to the batteries if you just start them straight back up. So that's why I've got that extra block here, which triggers a couple of seconds after, because otherwise it's hit or miss if it does it or not. But it triggers a couple of seconds after the engine starts back up to full power, and it sets the engine to only pump power into the batteries. So that's what makes it a diesel electric. It shuts off when it's got enough power, comes back up, and then only charges the batteries as soon as I have enough power. Sorry, as soon as I don't have enough power, so I decided I wanted more. Words. Flipping words. Why am I always struggling with the words? That's what I want to know. Anyway, yeah. Batteries. I've built this single connection piece just across the top here because I want these batteries to be unified into a single electric engine. Maybe that's a bit risky of me, but if I keep it like that, then at least I've got this single control point unified, which I can make use of. And yeah, right now my batteries are powerful enough, so okay, fine. My batteries. Because I'm trying to reduce the number of blocks in total, I want to use these things because they've got 9. So this is going to be my main battery thing. Just like that. And there you go. That gives me a massive battery capacity. Like, wow, 302,000 power. And my question is, why the heck haven't the things actually started up? Because I probably messed something up in the settings. Let's have a look. When power... Hang on a second. When power fraction? Oh, I've used the wrong one. Okay. When battery drops below 75. Yes, when battery drop below 75... I was tying this thing to the engine power ratio, not how much battery I had actually stored. There we go. Full power is on. It should have triggered to drop the power straight into the batteries. I better double check and make sure it actually has. So yeah, here you go. Battery charge rate, full power. So these engines are now just focusing on getting the batteries charged back up. And as you can see, my total power is just skyrocketing now because of how things are set up at the moment. So yeah, I've actually done something that works. Admittedly not at first, so it might be slightly by accident, but I have done something that works. Like that? Yeah, like that. That'll do fine. But I'm not done yet because I'm just adding more and more power. So these things will be incredibly efficient, and I'm probably adding too much batteries for the RTGs I've got. So, oh no, I'm going to have too much power. That means I can add more thrusters and this thing can go faster. What a shame, isn't it? Yeah, I'll get back to you again in a little bit. Well, I guess we're about to find out exactly what this zone has to offer. Because something has appeared on my sensors. It's something called a Kuvian, apparently. But right now I'm actually focused on getting my craft stable because the batteries are heavy, surprisingly enough. So I'm going to extend a couple of things. Well, I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. Let's actually just extend this one. Yeah, that should do the trick. Okay, are you level again? Yes, you are. Okay, right. Let's do a quick little sortie and have a look. Kuven, pretty close, and oh dear, that's pretty small. It's also not moving. Apologies for the engine noise, by the way, but that's going to keep happening until my power charge hits a high enough level. These batteries are flipping immense. And I've got 15,000 power available, so I think shields are also going to be added to the list of what to put into this craft. As well as more detection systems, more engines, and more doodads in general. Yeah, doodads. That's technically a word, so... Another thruster... Oh! Oh! Well! And you guys said I had plenty of resources. I do not. Case in point, I just ran out of resources. I've only got 300 left. Oh well, I now actually need this kill. Bullying or not, I actually need the power. Many shells, keep on firing. I've still not fixed that rear missile rack, by the way. Oh, that's a resource zone. I need that. But if that craft is any indication, going through a single red ring is not enough to alleviate the whole need to fight things which are actually kind of dangerous to me sort of situation. I just don't need this much power. So I can tune my battery down. Sorry, my electric engine down rather. Let's leave it capped at 10,000 power just for now. And yep, you are dead. Okay. Yeah, that was no challenge. First threat in this new zone, no challenge at all. I can't say that was actually very satisfying at all. Was it at least expensive? Will I at least get some good resources? Cut my engines and find out. Kinda? Maybe? I got like a 1.2, 1.3 thousand out of that, so yeah, still resources, still good stuff, but unfortunately that sad little fight is going to be the last part of this particular video, because I'm just past the 32-minute mark roughly, something like that, so it is time. At least I hope I've laid a few things out for you guys, and I must stress, I do actually enjoy the interaction with you lot as well, so feel free to keep telling me when I'm full of it, or pointing things out that I might have missed, or expressing your concerns about this, that, or whatever catches your fancy, because I will listen, I will read it, and I will respond. And I'll try not to get worked up about things, but... oh, there's a bunch of zones out there now as well.
Listening.
But yeah, I can't promise anything, but I can definitely try. Come on, where's the ring? Oh, hello, something else. Oh, that's a Onyx Watch ship. Okay, time to go pick on something else. Jeez. The bombardment of torpedoes begins, as do the cannons. Let's quickly get back into that camera. See if I can get you some decent shots. Yeah, there really isn't very much to say, is there? Oh dear, here come the missiles. This craft is getting shredded fairly rapidly. The torpedoes are starting to reach it, the cannons are just pelting it from afar. My craft is going to overshoot a bit, so I need to turn it, like so. But yeah, this craft I don't think is actually going to be much of a problem. Again, not a really good, promising sign for how combat is going to be in this particular zone. Here come the bombs, and that should seal the deal. Ouch. It's just this big shape looming overhead, isn't it? Oh dear, that's listening so much. I think I've won this. That's going to be a good shot for the... yeah, that's going to be a good shot. A nice image for the actual... I've forgotten the word for it. For the thumbnail, yeah. That yellow background thing for the thumbnail, that was a pretty cool shot actually, so I'm going to use that, I think. But yeah, with another enemy slain and another... flipping hell, another 10,000 resources gathered, this has been Iron Mark III. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you some other time. See you later.